everyone. So today we're going to keep working on side. And again, side is about getting our dogs to come into that particular heel position and sit there before we actually heel our dog. So it's that setup for the heel itself. And I'm going to need to teach my dogs to sit while they are next to me, which is oftentimes very uncomfortable for dogs when I'm first teaching this, because most of the training that we do, my dog is facing me, I'm facing my dog, so I want to be able to kind of adjust their expectations and keep it so they're okay functioning and sitting next to me at my side, even when that's not what they're typically used to. So how I'm going to do this is I'm going to I'm going to work with my sit stay in order to get my dog comfortable with me coming into the position, and just getting them used to maintaining that position and holding it is a good, fun, safe thing, even though it's not what they're necessarily used to. So I have Albie here. Henry has decided to crash our party. So if Albie is a little too tired, I might end up using him. We will see, because she's had a long night of classes, and she's a very old lady at this point, so we'll see how it goes. But I'm going to ask my dog to sit, I'm going to tell them stay, I'm then going to take my treat, so I'm going to put it down right by her nose, so this way she doesn't have a reason and isn't tempted to move away as soon as I move. Because most of the time, when I'm moving with my dog, their temptation is to move as well, because what have I typically taught my dog? I move, you move, right? I release my dog, okay, I move forward or I move backwards to try to get the dog to move with me. So what I want is for my dog to do the opposite of that. I want my dog to maintain their position while I move myself. So it's going to be a little bit different than what they're used to. So come on. So I'm going to ask her to sit. I'm going to tell her stay. I'm then going to put that treat down by her nose and pivot. I'm going to steal Henry's spot here. So we end up in that heel position. Once I get there, I'm going to mark with my yes and reward. I'm then going to pivot back. So stay, treat goes down by her nose, pivot, yes, good girl, pivot back. Stay, treat down by her nose, pivot, yes, good girl, pivot back. Okay, periodically releasing my dog from the stay, so this way they get a break, and then eventually sit, stay, and then pivot, yes, without any lure. Pivot back, good girl. Okay. So that's really what I want to do in order to just get my dog comfortable with me putting them into the position myself. They're not doing it, right? They just have to hold the position, so it becomes a little bit easier. And you can end up actually reinforcing for with multiple treats. So, sit, stay, pivot, yes, good girl. I treat instead of just turning back. Now, yes, good girl. I give her another treat and another. Now I pivot back. Okay. So again, I want to make sure that my dog and I are perfectly straight and perfectly in sync. And so the reason that I do it, so this way you guys can see from that particular angle, it's not so you guys can so I can stick my butt in your face, right? The concept is so you can see how she maintains that nice straight spine. That's what I'm looking for. So as I start to pivot around her and as I work around her, she's still maintaining that spot. That's what I'm looking for from my dogs, because that position really is the most important thing. So if my dog is struggling with the sit aspect, really our number one focus is just position. If my dog is kind of, maybe they pop up out of the sit, but their butt is still straight, I might be okay with that. In this particular instance with a stay, it's not what I asked for, so I might want to break it down and just do, a wait. So I might ask my dog to wait. So if they're in a sit and I move, them standing is not technically breaking the weight, they're still doing it. So if you're, but that really depends on what your criteria is, how your dog is doing. But again, our first and foremost, what we're worried about is that position. It's not the sit. So that's okay to take your time, practice this separately, practice it independently, really the number one thing is getting them into that spot and staying there. Even if they stand there, that's okay. All right? So thank you guys, and I hope this helps you guys. So I look forward to seeing you next.